LaQueen Battle. I am here in Boston, and just lately, I've heard that the United States Supreme Court decision against affirmative action could be made at any time. And so, lately, just today, they made two groundmark decisions. The first one was against the Navajo Nation, ruling against their water supply, and also for a man that was unjustly convicted of carrying a firearm, and he was in prison for over 20 to 30 years. So they made two landmark decisions today. Um, right now in Washington D.C., the news all over the news media outlets, New York Times, ABC, NBC, Terry Moran of ABC News, um, all over they are saying that the landmark ruling for affirmative action can be made at any time. So I just want to go ahead and say that my name is LaQueen Battle, and I do support affirmative action. I believe that it gives students of color, as well as those of a low socioeconomic background, the opportunity to attend schools of their choice, and the opportunity for people to grow up and to get that that the tool sets that having an education needs. Now, some people I've been reading on social media think that you no longer need an education, that experience is more important and more necessary. Experience is more important and more necessary than having an education. That experience is more important. But in my opinion, um, getting the that background qualifies you for that college degree. it it qualifies you for jobs in a job field, job market, um, that helps you grow in the long term, over long term, and it brings you into more experienced jobs and more qualified jobs than those without a college education. But some people would disagree with that. But anyway, for my background and my story is that um, I started out as a student at a at a predominantly black and historically black college and university. I went to school at Howard University in 2003. Of course, I was looking at schools like Harvard. I was looking at schools like Texas Christian University. I was looking at schools like University of Texas at Texas. I was looking at schools at my local schools that provided me with scholarships, because I did graduate from high school in 3 years, in just in 3 years. But I was looking at schools that had the that were going to give me the experience of a lifetime, as well as, of course, to give me the skill sets that I needed, because I wanted to become a nurse in the medical field. So I looked at schools like Howard University. I was afforded the opportunity, admission into schools at Howard. Throughout the long term, I spent a year at Howard. It didn't work out because the classes were a little bit tough at that moment of time, being an 18-year-old student. But then I transferred to a school in Texas. I was awarded the opportunity to become a scholarship student at Tarrant County College. From there, I went on continue to work, to be fully employed, but still did not get the opportunity to finish school as a liberal arts honors student. And so, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of students in my background were not have to work and be able to provide and support their families, and so they're not given that opportunity to go to school. They're not given that opportunity to be able to support their families, and so they have to work full-time jobs, especially in this economy, as well as, of course, attend school part-time, or attend a class here and there, or attend online classes if at all possible. And so throughout over the years, I moved to Chicago, Illinois. I was still working working part-time jobs through retail. And from there, I was able to attend college in Chicago at Harold Washington College, was able to graduate in a year, got a scholarship, completed a scholarship. And from there, I went on to Purdue University and was able to get that experience at Purdue University and get that skill sets, work for Catholic charities, being a student and from a low income background, still working part time and full time, and still getting my college education at the same time. So I got a lot of support systems at Purdue University. I had a lot of support systems at Howard University, being historically black, a black college university. I got a lot of support skill sets at Tarrant County College, at Harold Washington College in Chicago, Dallas. Um, Even I taken it to school in outside of Los Angeles. What I'm trying to say is that affirmative action gives students the support system for those who are not able to fully able to survive and make it on their own, especially dealing with a lot of students who come from immigrant backgrounds and their families are overseas or their families are in different countries, and they come here to the United States. They come here from a different background, like a lot of students, and they're able to get that experience, get that skill sets in the science field and the technology field, and being able to get a job and support and take care of their families and go back home and bring that skill sets to their families in different countries around the world, which is what happens in big and large cities as well as small cities alike, and big and large schools and corporations alike. So what I'm trying to say is that I hope that the United States Supreme Court comes along and makes the decision that is necessary, that is needed, so very much needed, skill sets that is needed for students of low income and low background, as well as students of color like myself that are afforded opportunities like at Harvard University, being a part of their HMX program, to being able to still make it in this economy and get that drive and an opportunity of a lifetime to support and to take care of them and their families. So the affirmative action case could come down at any moment at any time. So I know nobody's watching with me right now on YouTube, but I've been on Twitter, I've been on social media, I've been on LinkedIn, I've been on Instagram, I've been on Facebook, sharing this opinion and saying that I hopefully that the communication valves will be open, and that this has been going on for over 10 years, but this ruling not only impacts schools, but it also impacts uh, small and large businesses alike, government and military, as well as, of course, the educational system. So I know this is on live feed, but thank you again to the news affiliates and contributors, ABC News, New York Times, for the wonderful journalistic interpretation of what the professionalism in handling this case, as well as, of course, my the local affiliates here in Boston, WCBB, WBZ, and their opinions, as well as, of course, journalist Terry Moran, based in Washington, D.C., and his work on how important this affirmative action case means for people around the world. So, the United States Supreme Court is, I'm here on YouTube. They're saying that the decision could be made at any time today on Thursday, June the 22nd. So hopefully, they will make a just and fair opinion about this matter. So this is LaQueen Battle. Um, Prayers again for the Supreme Court decision on the affirmative action case for Harvard University and the University of North Carolina versus Students for Fair Admissions. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for your time. God bless y'all and take care.